All right. Welcome back to the Built to Grow podcast. I'm your host, Tim Lyons, in the studio, joined by Randy Angston. What's up, man?
How we doing?
Good. Good weekend?
Yeah, it was Labor Day weekend for us. I mean, when you're hearing this, it's not Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
But
all I did was watch football.
I was working on our Growth Summit funnel.
Oh, let's talk about that. So what are the dates?
June 8th, 9th, and 10th, 2023.
Yep. So we're a little early this year trying to get this out, but here's the good news. Tickets are now on sale. You can go to FitProGrowthSummit.com. The link will be in the show notes. The tickets are on sale. The price that you see today will be the lowest that you will ever see it as they go up as we get closer. So it's in your best interest to jump in now. I will also tell you, fair warning, the W Hotel has a very limited block for us. So if you're interested in staying at the venue that we are hosting the event, jump in now, because on the confirmation page, we will give you the link to book your room. Mm-hmm. The rooms normally are, mid $600 at this hotel. We've got them down into like $250.
Yeah. I think we figured out it's over 60% off right now. So if you're going to be in that room, which you'll want to be in that room, if you're a fan of this podcast, you definitely want to be in that room. Weekend of Growth is going to take place, but you definitely don't want to miss out on the room option. Why wouldn't you want to stay there? Oh, yeah. That's the home base of everything. Yeah. It's the epicenter for the weekend. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a blast. So more details to follow. You're going to find that at FitProGrowthSummit.com. Jump in now. Limited seats are available. And again, the price just goes up as we go. And I'll just throw it out there. This will sell out. We only have a couple hundred seats in this venue. But you're hearing this now. It's your advantage by jumping in and getting that, because you're a listener of the show, right?
There you go.
All right. So this episode, we've got a lot to talk about. There's more and more competition popping up every day. Not only the guy down the street, the guy across the street, or whatever. You've got the online coaches. There was a flurry of them that just basically, some of them closed their gyms and went online.
A lot of them, yeah.
Which is fine. They made the best decision for themselves. But you've also got guys like V-Shred out there, and the old school P90X style stuff, right? The Beach Body. These are all online programs. But here's the big thing about Brick-and-Mortar that I don't think we take enough credit for, is that we have a giant advantage over any of those other options, and that's the customer experience, the human-to-human interaction that you get when you're at a facility. Yeah,
that's a really big point. I mean, over the last few years, we were talking about this before we got here, and the last few years coming out of the COVID era, right? We have that desire to see faces again, right? The masks came off and people wanted to experience what we had been lacking. And there's a human element to all of it, right? Like we all felt it was weird. Like you couldn't
trapped.
Yeah. There's a lot of just all of these uncomfortable feelings around that whole situation. So now that's kind of the veil has been lifted there. I know our clients have the network that we're in. We're seeing this massive resurgence of the physical in-person brick and mortar training. And I think it goes to show that people, have been wanting that again. But to your point, like the advantage that you have being able to sit across from somebody and the look, the feel, the smell, the music, there are so many things that Real Element provides that you will never get from some of these other options. Right. And that, it is like to the point of the podcast's name. It is a massive advantage.
So let's think about what the online
can be. It should be.
It can be and it should be. But let's talk about what does the online coach offer versus what do you offer? The online coach offers, accountability, probably a little bit more. Maybe it depends on. There's enough that there's going to be some that suck and some
it depends.
That are amazing.
And I guess it could depend on the accountability, right? Is it more frequent touch points, or to that kind of point you said maybe more? It would probably from a frequency. I don't know if more is the right word though, because if I'm sitting across from somebody, or if I'm walking into a facility knowing that I have to be there, I have to show up. It's a frequency. Yeah.
All right. So what is the online coach offering? They're offering the workout. They're offering the nutrition and the guidance. Okay. That's it.
Yeah.
Like really, what else? Maybe they have an online community. Maybe they've got videos and stuff, but at the end of the day, that person has to go find a gym or have a gym in their house, or they do it just in their living room, and they have to work out on their own.
Correct.
When they come into a brick and mortar facility, they got a smiling face. Your coaches are there. The other clients are there. High fives and chest bumps are given. And we're coaching, we're watching somebody do their workout. Now, I guess that could also happen on Zoom if a coach is online watching somebody's form and they're correcting them there, but there's no touch. Touch goes a long way. In fact, that's one of our standards, part of the cueing. It's verbal, visual, and touch. Mm-hmm. When you can touch a client on the lower back and say, "Hey, tighten this up," or whatever, you're rounding your back. That goes so much further than somebody just saying it.
Well, there's this, and I don't know the scientific responses behind it all, but even when it comes to cueing, that mind muscle connection, when you like physical therapists do it, right? Oh, I need you to engage right here. Personal trainers do it. Oh, right here, because sure, we know it, but that physical response then creates that connection for us, and boom, now it happens. So it is further. There's got to be some scientific evidence to why that is that much greater a benefit than just the idea of saying it.
Yeah. And so you've got, you nailed it earlier, the music, the smell, the cleanliness, the, interaction with the other clients and the coaches.
Yeah.
That's your advantage. Mm-hmm. And we need to embrace that as brick and mortar. We've got to say we have to make this the best it can be.
And we've talked about that for a while.
Yeah. If you focus on every aspect from the point that they hit your parking lot, and you could go backwards even to the time they saw your ad, but let's just say, hey, they're a client now. From the time they hit your parking lot to the sign on the wall, the ease of parking, the cleanliness of the parking lot. Is it easy to find the front door? Is there a smiling face when they get in? What does it smell like? What does the music sound like when they're there, right? And like, what are all those things when they get into the facility, then into the workout and into the leaving of the facility? That all plays into this. And you need, as a gym owner, if you're listening to this, and you're like, oh my gosh, how do I beat my competition? You can beat your competition with experience.
I'm so glad you said that, because that's, as you were talking about these things like that, not only is it an advantage over maybe other forms of fitness, the online side, somebody walking in the park or those types of things, but the competition of other training gyms. We live in a time right now where customer service, especially because of what we all just went through, is gone, right? The experience that most of us have with most businesses leaves us wanting. And so if you show up, you get a B plus, you know what I mean? Like if your clients aren't complaining about you when you leave, like you're above the norm right now, right? But to that point, it doesn't take a lot to have a over the top raving client, somebody who's like, face is just blown away. They're just in shock because of just the little things that you do that take us that much further. I think right now it almost has that like exponential factor, because everybody is looking for what we used to be the norm, and it's not there. So now those that do step to the plate get that much more credit. Yeah. And right now it's your time to shine. You can literally blow the doors off your competition just by that customer experience. It's not difficult.
Yeah, couple extra things. There's a book out. It was sent to me by another gym owner his name is Hank, out of Chicago area. He's really he's put his flag on the ground. Customer service is my thing, right? And so he's got some really cool things in that book. But one of the things is the Ford, right? They call it the acronym Ford. Having a Ford, I guess, acronym on each individual client. And what that stands for is F is for family, right? So it gives you talking points around each person. So F is for family, O is for occupation. What do they do for a living? Are they a dentist? Are they a real estate agent? What do they do, right? So family, do they have kids? O is occupation. What's the R?
I think it's recreation.
Recreation, yeah. Okay. Do they fish? Do they hike? Do they skydive? Right. And D is for like desires and dreams. Like, what's their big goal? What are they trying to achieve? They were trying to buy a house out in Aspen because they love skiing. Like, imagine if you have those 4 points, like talking points on each and every client, and every coach saw that front and center when they were at the training gym. They've got that on the workout. Yep. Imagine how much further your coaches can be empowered to then discuss and have conversations and connect on a deeper level with your clients.
And that's what it's about. We're looking for that relationship. We use a a CRM, a client relationship management software, right? Like, what is the advantages to having these things? That's what that software should be, right? You can send them handwritten cards on their birthday. You can, when you know milestones and you know different things that are taking place in their life, speak to those things. That's what makes that relationship real and more than just a transaction.
Yeah.
My mom has been in customer service, for years. She had a strategic accounts for Fortune 500 companies. Like, her clients were Walmart, right? And so keeping major organizations happy and the processes that go along with it. She's drilled this in, to me my whole life. And I think there's something huge because I've always traditionally been in more of the sales route. And if you kind of think about most, traditional, especially corporate, right? There's the sales team and then there's a customer service team. And quite often they're at odds. Right. The sales team will say anything to get the business. And then customer service is over here like, how the hell do I make that happen?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so if you as the, owner of the business can bring both aspects of that together and deliver, we talk about it in our coaching program, when you deliver on your promise to your consumer, it re-solidifies their decision to buy from you. And you do that by your experience. You do that by blowing, their expectations out of the water. And we talk about it all the time. It's not hard to undersell and overdeliver, especially right now, guys.
Yeah. And yes, that's part of our coaching program. And just to kind of go deeper on that, when you've got a person that's doing the sales, that's a past trainer or is a current trainer, they can speak specifically to the workouts and the training floor and all that stuff a lot better than some guy that's just trying to make the sale.
Correct. Yeah.
Right. And then, this goes against, this is a red check like X against outsourcing your sales and appointment booking, because what are the incentives for those people to book appointments? They just try to get them on the, because they're getting paid by the appointment. They're getting paid by the sale. So to your point, yeah, somebody that's disconnected for like a third party doing sales for your organization is a big red flag.
I'll speak to that right now. I spoke with a gentleman last week about our coaching program.
Okay.
All right. We spoke for right now we've had 3 hours of conversation. Okay. And now granted, he's investing a lot in his business and it's well worth the conversation. Great questions, engaging.
Yep.
It's the way a conversation like this should go. But towards the end of it, we get to the point of like, all right, well, when we decide to move forward together, you're going to be working with me and Tim and blah. He's like, wait. You're one of the coaches? I go, yeah. Yeah. He goes, I thought you were like, just some sales guy and you guys outsource the coaching to like, I go, no, dude, like, we are the ones in this seat, but that matters, right? We're not sitting there trying to hook somebody and then try and, have somebody else worry about how to deliver on it. My conversation throughout that entire time is genuine. It's real because we're the ones that have to help make that stuff come to fruition.
Makes a lot of sense.
Right? I'm not just passing the buck. I have to feel good and genuine and real about the things that are coming out of my mouth. Or otherwise it would be lies. You know what I mean? And that's, you can't win. You can't serve a client. You can't get to, where you want to be by leading people on, not being able to deliver.
Right.
So nail that execution. But it's so simple when it comes to your brand promise and like being able to do that, like make clients happy because you deliver on what you say you're going to do.
Right. And that's where retention begins, is at the sales point of sale. Point of sale. If you're, if I've got Zach in the other room saying, hey, we're going to do all these things. We're going to over deliver. We're going to wash your car when we get here. And, we're going to make sure that, we go shopping with you and all this stuff. And then they come in like, hey, well, when is my car going to get washed?
Yeah.
And then the team's like, what are you talking about? Right? You're going to lose trust. Right. And so we want to make sure that we are delivering exactly what we are selling, but over and beyond by the customer experience, because at the whole point of the show, that's your advantage, right? If you can over deliver on the customer service side, of course, you got to have great training. You got to have all the other stuff, right? You got to have the basics before you can get into business, right? You got to have equipment. You got to have a air conditioner. Well, hell, there's some people that don't even have air conditioning, but I would say, hey, why not? Like, what are you trying to prove here? Are you trying to prove that you're pretty damn cheap and you don't want to do it with an air conditioner, or you're hardcore? And is it really? You know what I mean?
So they better damn well fit your beliefs through and through, though.
You better have some scientific data that says if you work out with no air conditioning, you're going to get better results.
Well, people are eating all sorts of animal parts and, walking around barefoot right now and calling it, ancestral.
Oh, gotcha. Anyway, so hopefully that helps. take a deep dive and look on your customer experience, not just customer service, the experience around how they do business with you, and own it. Put your flag in the ground, say, we're going to be great at this, and you will win. You will beat your competition. Mm-hmm. So that's it for this episode. Hopefully that helps, guys. Until next show, keep changing lives. See you on the next show. Bye. All right. And thank you for listening to that episode of the Built to Grow podcast, where we help gym owners win. Now, do you want to connect with me and other gym owners online? All you need to do is join our private Facebook group, Business Talk with Fitness Professionals. Just head on over to Facebook and type in Business Talk with Fitness Professionals. And when you do, we're going to give you our 10 marketing strategies 7-figure gym owners use to win. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Until then, keep building something great.